You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. What an occasion this is. Myself, AGT, and Redmen TV's OG, Chrissy P.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever been called that before?
No.
There you go, Kop TV.
It's the first for everything.
There.
I think you've got another call, and there's maybe a battle rapper or something as well. I feel like you could do that.
Yeah, no, at a few parties after a few drinks.
AGT versus Shotty Horror or Tony D or, I don't know, Bizzo Bonds.
Big up Stro, actually. Stro's a battle rapper as well, isn't he? Yeah. But listen, great to have you in the studio, man. Absolutely smash that like button. Get your comments in. Brentford versus Liverpool, the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, and then subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you would have already subscribed to the Redmen TV, but if you haven't, make sure you do. This is nice, man. Kop TV, Redmen TV. I've been to your studio many times now up in Liverpool. You were in London today. We're actually on the same train coming down today. Coach B.
Coach B.
Table seat 28, that was it. Little kid opposite us vaping. No, it was good.
It was mad, that, wasn't it? Like, he only got there about 10 minutes before you as well.
He was I could hear every song that he was listening to.
Yeah, that's why I had the headphones in when you turned up, you know. Yeah. And I just had them on, like, just block out the world mode. Yeah. I wasn't listening to anything. I was just like, I need to not listen to that.
Big Skepta fan.
Was that what it was?
That was what it was.
I didn't recognise any of it. Like.
No, it's class, to be fair. Right, as I said, Brentford away this weekend for Liverpool. I'm going to the game. If you are at the game, let me know. We'll come talk to you after. It's not been a good hunting ground, this, Chris, for Liverpool. Never won there in a Premier League fixture. How do we turn that around on Saturday? And is the 12:30 kickoff going to help us now that we've won a few in a row and we've had a week off? Or will it be a hindrance and potentially not even the last 12:30 until the end of the season? There might be more.
I don't know. I think Liverpool have been all right in the 12:30s. It's one of those sort of little myths, isn't it? I think, recently we've been all right in them. Brentford, I think I'm right in saying Brentford have had a struggle over the last few weeks. Obviously, Thomas Frank's done an incredible job there. He's one of the managers, funnily enough, linked with us, isn't he? I think he is a brilliant manager, and I think it's worthwhile us being linked with him because, when Brentford were in the Championship, they played a completely different style of football. He's adapted to the Premier League with the players that he's got, and he's made them a Premier League club, and fair play to that because it's a difficult thing to do. Ask Norwich fans.
Needs massive credit.
Yeah, so he does, but I think they have struggled recently. If you look at their probably form, I think you've got it
2 and 5
there, 2 and 5. Yeah, it's probably not good enough. But Liverpool at the moment, as you know, Alex, it's one of them, isn't it, where our squad is stretched pretty thin at the moment. Obviously, we've heard the news about Trent Alexander-Arnold and Szoboszlai and everything else. You hope to see, the young lad Conor Bradley come back in. Yeah. If Liverpool can manipulate Brentford, how we managed to manipulate the likes of Chelsea or Burnley or anything like that, we're just a much stronger side than they are, and we'll beat them. But it's going to be difficult because Thomas Frank and his set pieces and everything else makes it difficult. And the ground as well, it's a proper old school
17,500, I think.
Exactly. 16,500 will be them. 1,000 I think is going to be Liverpool.
And I'll be there.
It's going to be a very, very tough game.
It is. And you look at the table, I mean, it doesn't lie. They have obviously missed Ivan Toney a lot. But since he's come back, he's been amongst the goals. 2 wins in 5, 3 defeats, sitting in 14th. I mean, we're talking about Crystal Palace. I mean, potentially getting rid of Roy Hodgson today. By the way, we should say we wish him good luck because apparently he was taken ill in training today. The press conference was cancelled. Roy.
Shit.
Yeah, so we do send him our best wishes. But if we're talking about them potentially being dragged into a relegation battle, currently as things stand, they're only 1 point ahead of Palace.
Wow. And
should we take confidence for that, or maybe remember that we got battered there last year and drew 3 all the year before?
It's going to be tough, of course it is, but one of the reasons that we haven't beaten them there in the Premier League is they haven't been in the Premier League long enough for us to give them an arse whooping over there. And that's what it kind of comes back to, isn't it? They are difficult to play against, they are difficult to beat. It is going to be a tough game for us. But if Liverpool have aspirations of winning a Premier League title, Brentford away isn't going to be the reason we don't win it. And we have to make it the reason that we have aspirations and all that type of stuff. Liverpool are one of the top sides in this league. Everybody knows that, who's watched them week in, week out. Everybody who's watching this show will know that. If you can't beat Brentford at home, you don't deserve to be one of the top sides. Away, Brentford away.
City do it. I mean, they gave them a bit of trouble there. Last week, I think it was, Neil Maupay scored a decent goal. But Brentford have lost 4 of the last 6 Premier League games, as many as they had in their previous 30. before that. So this year, that drop-off with Ivan Toney, it's massive. Liverpool have 15 more points, though, at this stage of the Premier League season with 54 than they had after 24 games last season. So there's some decent stats on our side. I mean, it is still, 2 defeats in 32, I think. So I'm not too worried about
one
going
proper
there.
defeat.
And they were both round here as well. So what does that tell you about North London? Yeah?
Where's Brentford? Is Brentford North London?
West London.
Thank God for that.
Hounslow.
Okay, thank God for that, because we only get beaten North London.
This season, apparently. I mean, we did beat Arsenal as well about a month ago, but they tell you that's in a different cup. But it's their cup, apparently. But anyway, different story, different show, different team. We go there with no Trent, as you know, potentially out now for the Carabao Cup final.
And it's worrying, isn't it, that it seems to be a re-aggravation of an injury. And it seems to be, it's one of them, isn't it, where it doesn't look good for Liverpool at the moment in terms of, the coaching staff and all that type of stuff, and the sports scientists, because rushing him back to pick up an injury, I would never say we rushed Thiago back, but he came back and he picked up an injury. Szoboszlai comes back, picks up an injury. When you start to look at all these pieces and you say, what's going on here? Like, now the Thiago one, he's made a glass. It's got nothing to do with the recovery of him, but like Szoboszlai and Trent getting rushed back and all of a sudden re-aggravating, that is a bit of a concern. And especially when it's probably contract talk time with Trent as well. And they're coming out saying Liverpool rushed him back, and it doesn't look good.
Do you know what? Let us know what you think about that one in the comments, because like Chris, the first time you go, okay, well, obviously Conor Bradley was away due to the awful circumstances of his dad. But you couldn't really... I mean, 2 minutes into that Arsenal game, I knew Trent wasn't fit to be on the pitch. There was no kind of tracking back. I know it was against Martinelli, but there was nothing. And I knew, right, we've rushed him back a bit early here. But then when you hear it's, like you say, a re-aggravation, you start thinking that knee is probably the most complicated injury you can get in football. I think everything else, kind of strengthens up, but knees, they're only getting worse, really. They're not really getting stronger. So, yeah, a bit worried about that. And obviously, Szoboszlai out as well. Yeah,
it's going to be tough, isn't it? I say we are on the edge of what we can deal with as a squad. Salah won't be too far away, so it's good to see him sort of back in training and stuff like that. Yeah. I think Endo being back in and McAllister, etc., good, of course. You do kind of wonder, we've got to push Conor Bradley. I think he's going to be back in, obviously. I think he's had 2 weeks off. It looks like Conor Bradley's going to be back in the side.
Player of the month.
Player of the month, Conor Bradley. Give him his full title, of course.
What a guy.
Chris. What are you doing? Player of the month, Conor Bradley's going to be coming back in. Then it's questions over Gomez and Robbo, isn't it? I mean, if Gomez is fit, do you start him over Robbo? I mean, he's looked really good.
Do you know what? If anything, is there an argument to say put Gomez right back and put Robbo left back?
Yeah, could be. I mean, he's been brilliant both places, hasn't he? But the thing is, for me, like when Bradley's been on there and Gomez has been inverting, we've looked really, really good over the last few weeks and stuff like that, haven't we? And Nunes obviously is on fire at the moment, but that midfield's the crucial place for me at the moment. Obviously, McAllister or Endo, Kurt Jones has to be in the side if he's fit and available. That right side at 8, surely it's got to be time, Alex, to get Harvey Elliott to start.
I'm glad you said that. Because I've been screaming. I said, what more does he need to do to
grow
get a
6
start?
inches? That's it. Because he's doing everything else right.
Yeah.
He's just not as tall as the others, and I think that's what it's down to.
But he's in absolute... I saw Dan on the Redmen this morning saying he's an absolute superstar kid, and he is. Just shy of 100 appearances at 20. Loaned him out to Blackburn as well. I love the kid. I'm sure you've met him as well. Super gentle, nice kid. Loves the city, loves the club. Big fan of Liverpool as well. I think if you're him, you're kind of playing the long game and saying, well, look, I'm 20. The manager obviously loves me. I'm going to be around here I'm just going to buy my time.
Manager loves me.
That is the question. Because what does the next person do? Does he have to reprove himself? But I'm with you, Chris. For that midfield, we might as well do a lineup prediction now. Alisson in goal. Right back, I'll go Bradley.
Yeah.
Konate's back with Verge and then Robbo.
Konate's got to play then.
Tsimikas is back as well.
Okay, I'm not asked about that. But, because it's still Robbo or Gomez for me.
I agree, yeah.
I think Gomez is a better for this system than Tsimikas. And I thought Tsimikas has played brilliantly, by the way, in Robbo's absence. I think he's been brilliant.
He was wicked.
But I like Gomez more. I think he'll go Robbo. And I think he'll go more 4-3-3. than the inversion stuff if Robbo plays. And you've got to get Robbo up to speed. You've just got to. Because you want him in the cup final. You want winners. You want people who've won trophies there before for you and stuff 100%. Like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I think your back four's right.
And then Bradley, Endo, Harvey, Maka.
Ooh. Where's Jones up to?
Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm sacrificing Jones and Elliott, and then their roles can reverse. Okay. Jones comes on, 40 to go, 35 to go.
Okay.
I think, because he did score a belter at Brentford a couple of seasons ago, Kurt, actually, in that yellow Mackey's kit.
I don't remember shit like that.
No?
Don't remember shit like that. I haven't got a memory for those types of things.
No.
I can't even remember the kit.
The yellow's Mackey's kit. Come on, Chris.
Mackey's kit?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to type in yellow Mackey's kit.
I'm not believing this.
Liverpool
I remember the yellow
FC.
kit.
There. You remember that?
Yeah. That
Mackey's
was...
kit.
Is that what people were calling it?
It's what I called it.
Okay. That's probably why I never heard of it.
Potentially, but there you go. Look,
it's spot on as well.
Oh, I'm not reading that fucking website.
It's spot on, mate. It's spot on.
That is the Mackey's kit.
It's the Mackey's kit.
That was a horrendous kit. But Kurt
I do remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Good time.
I like Kurt Jones. He'd be one of my starters. He'd be my starter, Kurt.
Over Harvey though, because then
I'd have Maka. I'd have Maka in the 6. I like
just to accommodate Harvey and
well,
Kurt,
I think there's games where you need Endo in the 6, and I think there's games where you want to dominate the ball. And for me, if Trent Alexander-Arnold is out, one of our best passes of the footy is McAllister being a bit deeper, sort of spreading the ball around a bit, because you haven't got Trent to be able to do it. And if you are going a bit more 4-3-3, you're going to need somebody who's going to be able to play that ball forwards. So I'd have McAllister, I'd have Harvey Elliott, and I'd have Kurt Jones. If Endo was to start... Oh, it's hard then. If we go with Endo...
But now you've said that, I kind of think, well, let's actually dominate the ball instead of breaking play up.
Yeah. You've got to do that, haven't you? That's what the top sides do.
Endo can pick a pass, though,
He can pick a pass.
He can pick a pass. You've got to give credit to the boy.
He's good.
He can float it out. So, yeah. For this... Right, let's agree on a 3 then, for this. Okay. Just for the sake of this.
Who's your 6?
Let's go Maka.
Okay, sounds... Elliott.
And then Elliott and Kurt then.
Like it.
And then you've got Gravenberch, who apparently is back.
Okay. What have you made of him?
I think there's massive potential, and that's clear. If anything, get in the gym, son. Because you've got... I was talking to someone about this the other day. You know, when you're playing, like, you might play 8-a-side every week, and if there's a 6'4" guy...
Do I look like I play 8-a-side every week?
I've seen you play. Give credit to yourself. You've played at Anfield. So have I. But there's a 6'4", 6'5" lad who's just pushing people out of the way. He's obviously not got the legs of a Gravenberch. But my point with him is, with his frame and his kind of stature, he should just be... He
could be Yaya Toure, innit? Like, that's what he did,
there
isn't
you go.
It? Yeah.
So look at Yaya, bully. I'm looking at Vieira, bully. Nah, see you later. Big forearm comes across. You're not getting past. For someone with... And he does glide on the ball. That's the thing I like about him. He's almost like a right-footed Moussa Dembele in that way, that he'll drop a shoulder, really quick feet.
So good on the half turn as well,
so good on the half turn, can definitely spray it. He's got good legs on him. I just want to see him be a little bit more physical, because there's a few challenges where you think, go on, and then he almost ducks out a little bit. There's no room for that. And he is playing as one of the destroyers in midfield.
My thing with him is...
That's the difference between him and Endo at the minute for me. I love a player that will fly in and get it cleanly. That's Endo for me. He's got me off my seat a lot of times at Anfield
because
recently.
Of that. Gravenberch, for me, he just goes missing in games.
I agree.
The moments are there when he has them, and he can, but he's never, like, well, for a start, he's played 1 full 90 for us this season. That's not enough. Yeah.
A few goals, Europa League goals.
3 goals, 2 assists, all in the Europa League. No goals, no assists in the Premier League. Gravenberch so far, I think it is. Not sure if he's got anything in the FA Cup or the Carabao. Not sure exactly. But he has. I don't think he's put a full performance, and I don't mean a full 90 other than that. I mean, like, he's not been good for 60 minutes. It's always 15 minutes and then whatever. And you look at, like, even just basic stuff, like how many times he touches the ball. it's loads less than everybody else. So Harvey Elliott plays, he averages around under 50 touches, passes completed a game. Gavin Birch is like 40, and Elliott's the second closest to him. Everyone else is up above 60.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, all the other lads, they find ways to get on the ball. Gavin Birch doesn't. And I don't know whether that's he's new to the system, they don't know where he's going to be type of thing, he hasn't played enough with the first team, or whether it's, does he shrink in games, does he go hiding? And that's what you need to do, because he's only 21. He's going to improve. He's still a kid. We missed basically a season. Elliott's 20 and well more experienced, as far as I'm concerned.
It's mental that to even be younger than a 21-year-old and have more experience. Like,
now I might be wrong there, because he came through at Ajax at 16.
Yeah, for sure. And he was, you know, he was
player.
pulling up trees there. Obviously, got the move.
But he missed the season basically. Had 3 starts for Bayern Munich last season.
Yeah,
and the other thing, he came in on the 1st of September. He didn't have a pre-season with us. He came in when the season started, didn't he? Yeah? It was deadline day, and he comes in, obviously the first after, because that's when he gets to the football club. You've not had the proper time with Pep Linders and all the coaches and everything else to learn the system. You're learning on the fly, and you've missed a year's worth of football. He's clearly got something. We all see it. He passes the eye test, but he's just not up to scratch yet where we need him to be. But we're going to need him by the end of the season, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, especially with the cups as well. No, it's a good point. Let us know what you think about Gravenberch. So that's our midfield, and then up front, Darwin's through the middle for me.
Yeah,
we agree.
100%.
Number 1 fan right here.
Okay.
If he ties his shoelaces, get him warmed up as a sub.
Come on!
I'm that guy. I'm that guy, and I know some, you know, Reds hate that, but I'm that guy. I just think he's a nutter, and I love him. You know what I mean? And he's just, if he gets it all right, we've got some player with all the
if this is him getting it wrong,
it's not bad.
I'm sound.
Yeah.
I'm sound with him getting
it wrong. And really,
it wrong.
if we think about all the big chances he's missed, he should have about 10 more goals than he's actually got, easily. So just think about next year.
I lost my head on him though. I lost my head on him around December sometime. I walked out the game, I turned around and said, fed up of everyone shouting fucking Nunes, his name's
me.
I'd rather sing his name when he scores than when he misses. Just me, like, you know what I mean? I completely lost my head on him.
God.
But since then,
what game was this?
I can't
was it
remember.
the United draw?
I think it might have been. Yeah,
he
0-0. Missed about 4 or whatever. Like, and he was just like,
mate.
wow. But
tough
since then, I don't think his shooting's been an issue. I think we've had world-class goalkeepers, and I think, you know, he's just been unlucky. He's getting into the situations, mate.
Jeez.
That header's sick. Like Louis Garcia from years ago, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Against Auxerre or someone.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah,
one of them. Anderlecht, it was.
Was it Anderlecht?
Anderlecht.
And that's when you realise what you've got here. If this is a lad who still is getting up to speed, yes, it's taken a little bit longer than I think we all wanted, but he's causing havoc. He's impossible to mark. He's always going to get free.
He must be a nightmare.
Mate, centre-backs hate playing against him. You just know he's one of those players, don't you? Where it's like, fucking hell, he's fast, quick. He's strong, he's going to leg me all the time, and he's never going to stop. That's why he's so good when he gets out on the left-hand side as well, though, isn't it? Because he's just running in behind. And now I think he's stopped the offsides. And I think the offsides thing for me was the players weren't used to playing with him, behind him. They'd always take I think he just wants it early. If you give him it early, he's going to be onside. If you wait a step, he's off. He wants to go as fast as possible. And now we're learning how to play with him as well. So he's just looking better and better every week.
I think that's a great example of, you remember Macca's assist for Darwin this season over the shoulder? I think it was Villa, and it kind of catches it on the volley, goes in. They kind of needed to just play with him that little bit longer to see, right, what's his trigger point? Like, do I look up and he's gone, or is he already going before I get the ball?
Mate.
He's gone. He's like, beep, beep, gone. And as a defender, especially playing a high line, nightmare.
Absolutely.
But I just love the kid. And I said this last year, and I said this year he would get 25 minimum in all comps. I think we might still be on for that.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. But
the assists are heavy. We'll take the hat-tricks, won't we?
But that's what I want. I want one game where instead of leaving going, I know he scored 1, but he should have had 5. I want to go, what a hat-trick that was today.
Yeah,
he should have had. He had 3 chances and he scored all of them. That's what I want. Because he's got a couple of braces. But I want, let's get a Suarez hat-trick.
He looks like a player who can get 4 in a game to make
easily.
Easy.
And that's the relentlessness and fearlessness of him. He'll miss. Oh, fuck it, I'll go again. And defenders must hate that. So
Nunes through the middle. Are you putting Salah straight in?
I think he'll be pestering Klopp to start this game.
Yeah.
But does Klopp say, well, we'll start with Jota and Diaz and then bring you on?
I'd do that. I'd have him 60 minutes
On the dot.
Salah's coming on with probably 2 others, because that's what the way it seems to be now. Sorry, I've just noticed that card behind your shoulder there. Like, that's brilliant.
This is the Cumberlands for me.
Completely lost me thread. I was like, what on earth is that?
Yeah.
I saw the word done first. I was like, sounds, and then I saw the rest. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, yeah, I've completely lost it, mate. That's brilliant. 100
So, does Salah start?
So, yeah, 60 minutes. He comes on. He probably gets 60 midweek. And then he gets 90 in the cup final.
That's a good shout. Little, so at 30, 60, 90 or 120. Yeah, I like that. I'll go with that. So Jota and Diaz accompanying Darwin up top.
Yeah.
Score prediction.
3-1 Liverpool. Let's go old trusty. We've had a
trusty
3-1. Was Burnley 3-1?
Yeah.
How many times have we had that scoreline this season?
Well, we can
Tons,
look it
isn't
up. We can look it up. LFC 3-1s this season. I remember at the start of the season there was
all we were getting.
Like, it was just that.
Yeah, it's a 3-1. It's a 3-1.
There's a good 7, I'd say, this season. But yeah, 3-1. I'd take that. I do think going into games at the minute, I don't know if you as well, I just think they'll probably score.
Yeah,
whoever we play against at the minute, it does feel like that. Touchwood, Luton's a tough test as well next Wednesday with Adebayo on fire. Quick word on the final next week. You're obviously going to be down at Wembley. You coming to Box Park?
No, I'm doing shows in the morning.
Okay.
And stuff like that, I think. Unless you can get me in a little bit later.
Oh, what, after the game?
No, before the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay, so
me and Keo will be there.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Yeah, man.
So I'm recording. I think I'm doing a live show at 11. And then I'll be down.
On the road?
No, in a flat, believe it or not.
In Wembley?
Overlooking Wembley.
Oh, no way. Unreal.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So looking forward to doing that. So, I think we're better than Chelsea. I think we proved that the other week in Anfield.
Yeah,
we
4-1.
Absolutely pulled their pants down. I can't see what they can do different to that. They just have too many problems for me, Chelsea, at the moment, obviously. I don't think Pochettino is covering himself in glory. It tends to be a difficult tie, Liverpool-Chelsea in a cup final. I mean, we've literally had 3 go 0-0 in pens. If you Super Cup, Carabao, FA Cup.
That's true.
Like, that's mental.
The Champions League penalty shootouts we used to have against them as well. It's always been so close.
Yeah. But I think this is the one where we just go, no, we're just better than
today.
Yeah.
By the way, don't clip me up. That's not my official prediction. I'll get into that next week. Okay. But the mentality you're saying is, no, not today. We actually put them away today.
Yeah. In 90.
We don't go to 90 and
you don't even score against us.
Yeah.
We're going to do you 3-0.
Yeah. Okay. We'll love that. Well, listen, man, I'll see you there. Listen, man, also, it's been a pleasure to have you on.
You too, man. Thanks for having me.
It's always good to see you, my friend. And yeah, I'll see you at Wembley. Make sure you absolutely smash that like button, as you can see on screen. Get notified whenever we upload by smashing that subscribe button. And me and Chris offer a pint of Guinness, I think, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Take care. You never walk alone. All the best. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous dads.
Come on.